Hello, everybody.
Hey.
You know, we totally could have looked up how to say hello in Hungarian because I've forgotten.
I just know Köszönöm.
Köszönöm, yeah.
Thank you.
Köszönöm.
Literally, thank you.
Let's see. Hold on a sec. We'll find it.
I've forgotten all the other things we already looked up so that way we'd remember how to say.
Well, you remember milk.
I do remember milk. They. Because I have to point it out to you.
See ya.
Hey.
How come we haven't heard that more?
Maybe we have. It's just we're so thrown off by all the other words around it when people say it to us. And then we're like, hello. And then they automatically are like, oh, good evening. You're speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jake has already told us, see ya.
Yeah.
If you'd just be paying attention to live chat.
You know, we could have just said, hey ho. Oh yeah. I'm having some cacophony. Sorry, cacophony.
Blueberry?
Mm-hmm. With, I guess, a little bit of apple in it.
You should always have apple in your juice. Oh, I don't even have the Word document open.
Oh. Oh, that is some good cacophony.
Got 8 million documents open, but not the one. Okay, it's not letting me open. You know what? Whatever. It's too late. I don't care.
Here, you want me to put up chat on my phone?
Oh, I got it right here.
Well, yeah, but if
the
you...
Word document won't, or the Pages document. Like I go into Pages and say, "Hey, open," Control O, and look, Pages is like, "Nah, I'm not responding." Guess I could try to open it this way and see if it would let me join in. Oh no. There we go. All right, I did it a different way. I figured it out. So, Brian, it has been going very well. I'm just very tired because it's almost midnight. But it has been going really well. We've been able to see a lot of things here, and it's been exciting. And David can't find the live stream.
I can find episode 428 and 430, but like, where's the one that's airing right now?
But it's been...
There we go.
It's been very exciting to explore the area. I honestly didn't know much about Budapest before we came here. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It's, yeah, like I love getting out every night and exploring. And so, and tonight weather, we had some of the best food we've had all trip, and so it's very exciting. Well, except the other night we did have some amazing ice cream. 2 of the nights we had some amazing ice cream.
That's how it's gonna be.
It's gonna be on the table.
The weather's been very accommodating to me personally.
No, the weather has been really horrible, especially today. And this weekend will be even worse.
It's wonderful. It was like 10:30 at night, and we're walking around, and it's like 90 degrees. It was amazing.
Really hot.
I love it.
So hot.
I love it.
And hey, Karis.
Okay. You need something to prop up my phone, so you just, you know.
I'm just gonna be here. I do recall July. Indeed, in July, I don't know if John / Agohiza is here, but if you are, happy birthday! And if you're not, then when you watch it later, happy birthday! To get that in there. And I don't remember, last week was a bit of a blur because we were in the midst of doing a lot of different preparations. That is your response to prop up everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember if I actually did birthdays last week, and if I didn't, Davida, if you're here and I missed your birthday last week, I'm very sorry. Last week was sort of a kind of week. David is still walking around determined to find something to prop his phone up with.
It was a kind of week, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness.
It's gotta be
Oh,
something.
Mateus, don't be sorry for being late. David's still trying to figure out how to prop up his phone.
There's got to be something heavy that's thin, you know? You know what I mean? Oh,
I could help him. I just am
Could
too
you?
tired to move.
could you?
I could. Instead, I want to see how long it takes you to find something.
Are you going to give me a clue?
All right, well, come closer.
Oh, wait, I have an idea.
No. That is way too much. All you
No.
need to bring is another book, and we've got books all over. Put your phone up between the two books.
It's not going to work. It's not
Or,
gonna work.
well, then here.
Well, wait,
Here,
no,
baby.
hold on. No, that you're messing with the camera.
Well, I don't care because it'll just hide me,
No.
and I'm okay with being hidden.
You know what? I'm getting
There.
the iron. I'm getting the iron.
There.
I have an idea.
No, actually, the camera is perfect. I've got it perfectly done.
But then I can't see it. Well, actually, I guess I can. Okay. Don't touch it.
There we go. I'm just trying to make it even better for you. Or you can just read on my computer. You can get your glasses and read on my computer.
I wanted to be able to read it here. I
Okay.
should. No, don't put it back. 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 My goodness. Anyway, I don't know if you notice what's going on over here, but
We're jumping all around because the Wi-Fi is not great.
yeah.
Yeah, be ready, Brian. Hashtag Loopy Jesse. It's gonna happen.
So tell us, everybody, honestly, like, are you at least hearing us in real time? Because we don't look very good on the screen.
And I will say, when we try to get online here, we have hit and miss experiences. So
Not only that, but are you able to see the entire document?
no, I think they're seeing this, which is not your intention.
No. Hold on a sec. See, this is what.
Yeah, see, the red box is showing up, and then only this is showing.
Ooh, whoops. Wait. Oh, wait, no. No, yeah, that's perfect. That's what it should be.
Okay.
Like,
Well, then take away the official categories box.
hold on a sec. Let's look at this.
Oh, Ragdoll says we've gone blurry.
We have gone blurry, but look, yeah, that's fine. I don't know why that's all weird.
I don't know. Oh, here, this could help.
Uh,
Oh, we're also getting warnings left and right.
what kind of warnings?
The stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended. You know, those kinds of warnings.
Oh, yeah. So they say that they hear us fine.
But it's, yeah, like people are having to press to get back live
This
because we
video
keep
acting
jumping.
strange.
Yeah. Ugh, so sorry.
I mean, really, I think this is the best that we can do, right?
I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
We can take my phone off of the Wi-Fi.
And see if that helps.
Yeah.
Oh, we are totally paused now.
Well, we'll see what we can do with this. We may, if everybody can hear us just fine, we may need to turn this into a Q&A.
Hey, YouTube is not receiving enough video.
Really?
YouTube is, oh, there we go, we're back. So, we're having issues, everyone, because of slow Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We're going to do our best, see what happens. We do have a poll to announce, so we can go ahead and get to that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Um,
Actually, look fine here.
okay, so we'll
Yeah.
we'll keep trying here. So if you recall, last week we ended, well, close to the end, we had a poll where the viewers had a 50-50 split, and so we decided to let the patrons vote on it. And that particular vote was about the pronouns, and whether our pronouns would distinguish number, because if you recall, our nouns do not. So our nouns are all, singular, plural, it's all the same. And so we had to decide what to do about the pronouns. And our live poll didn't work with our 50-50 split, but our patrons did make a choice. And we are so sorry that it's skipping a lot. This is really unfortunate.
I just quit Safari on my machine, so that might help. Right? Because mine's the one that needs to be running good, right?
Yeah, because you need to be running the OBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the more you can quit, the better.
That's it. I've quit everything.
Okay.
Like, it's got the pages documented, it's got OBS and nothing else.
So anyway, we got a result from our patrons, which it was still a close vote. So this was
Really?
not,
Ooh.
it was not an easy vote for our patrons either.
Hey ho.
But we did have a winner, and the winner by a smallish margin. Dark Horse says, "Don't quit conlanging." The winner by a smallish margin was that we would, in fact, distinguish numbers. So we're going to have singular and plural pronouns.
Hey, Karis, I'm very interested in what you're saying. What does that mean, and how would I do it? If you can give me detailed instructions that refer either to macOS or to OBS, the streaming software I use, I'll give it a shot. Because I believe that's where I'll need to adjust things, right? Not YouTube. Anyway.
Oh, Magpie said had to reset the resolution higher after it set itself to 144. Right now we have excellent connection, so we're back to excellent. We're just probably going to bounce all over the place because, it's hotel Wi-Fi, and, you get what you get.
Yeah, and...
Hi, Beatrice.
Call this an unfair generalization, but if the water pressure coming out of your shower basically can't wet your entire body, then I have a feeling that the internet will be equally as unimpressive.
David's better.
Very.
And yes, Veronica, it is all about David, as usual.
Feed a lower quality video into OBS. Well, how would we do that? Let's take a look.
I should make sure.
Video capture.
David is seeing if he can do it.
Rename, order, transform, scale, filtering, blending mode, screen window, show transition.
Wi-Fi does equal water pressure. That is
filters,
David's
properties?
theory.
I don't know. Here we have a preset resolution. Like, is this lower? Are these numbers lower?
Yeah.
Well, let's try. Let's try that.
Which really, that's fine if they don't see us as clearly. I am
now
not my A game today.
Now it just made us smaller, right?
It sure did.
Like, is that all we need to do, is just make ourselves smaller? Like, did it do anything else other than that? It hasn't even shown up here yet. There we go.
Oh yeah, it's made us smaller. I saw it on here. Yours is a little behind mine.
But like, is that all it did, was make it smaller, or did it do something substantial? Because I can just make it smaller by adjusting the window.
Right. So Dark Horse, we have tried using David's mobile phone as a hotspot before on the streams, and it has not worked.
Yeah.
And especially not with our current cellular access right now. We wouldn't want to do. Okay, Mateus is saying that did not improve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karis was like, yeah, it just made you smaller. We see the background and you're still jerky. We're still jerky.
I like that.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Well,
You know what? Let's just forge ahead and see what happens.
yeah. We can always take our video away. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Eh. Uh, Ragdoll is saying that the water pressure thing is internet is better than their shower trickle there.
Yeah, it's the carrier pigeons have much less further to fly for the European messages on YouTube. Now that we're here, they look at them and they're like, "Wow, we don't even have to fly across the Atlantic."
Getting them much faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right then.
All right, so we have number for pronouns, and I'm ready for bed.
Okay, well let's write it up somewhere. I don't know where.
I think we had something going on somewhere near noun section.
Noun section.
Shouldn't we? Or maybe we had just said we needed it. Oh, look, we have a pronominal column.
Yes, we do.
And now we're going to need singular and plural.
We have a pronominal column, but well, we're not going to need singular and plural here. These are the pronouns for the third person. We only have first and second person pronouns.
That's right.
And we only have singular and plural. So we need 4 other consonanty vowely things. So right now
I'm like getting lower and lower on the screen.
we gotta sing for you. Right now. I did that for you.
Thank you.
It's what's her face? Country McCat hat. What's her name?
McCat hat.
Yeah.
Cat hat?
I don't know.
Hey, Miles.
Sugar Pill, Sweetie Plum. I don't know. What's her name?
You're really not helping.
I know. You know the one I mean. 'Cause the next time he cheats, it won't
Carrie
be
Underwood.
on me.
Okay,
Yeah.
but no, you did that all in the wrong tempo, all in the wrong.
No, I didn't.
Anyway.
Right now, da, 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 da.
There, that's a better tempo.
right, whatever.
You had it at the total wrong tempo.
I was doing a thing. I was doing like you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, so as you can see, you can recall that every time we've streamed from a laptop, regardless of our internet connection, we've never successfully put chat on the screen. So instead, I just put the categories up there, so you can take a look at them. And so. Is it impossible to have many noun cases and also a few cases? I mean, that's exactly what we have. We have many noun cases and a few cases.
Well,
They're just not grammatical cases.
I just am gonna fix what you just said. Noun classes
Noun
and
classes.
also a few cases. Yes. And
Hey-ho.
no, it is not impossible.
Mm.
And yeah, we would definitely, Brian, that would have to be definitely some sort of compound form. And honestly, I don't even remember what sounds we allow. I don't think we would be able to actually get Budapest as a word in this language.
No, but then again, Budapest is a compound too. So.
But we can,
Anyway, the thing that I love about blueberry juice here in Europe as opposed to blueberry juice in the United States is that here it exists. That's really the cool thing about it.
Yeah.
Ah, I love blueberry juice. Okay, so what I was going to say was I'm going to put this up on the screen, and to try to counteract the issues we're having here. right around here. Podna. I'm gonna let's put this up to.
Oh, this is gonna be big.
All right, so we have M, Z, because it's TS now. We have L, we have K, we have W, we have B, we have IA, and we have H. So the consonants that we haven't used. Consonants we haven't used are going to be in green. That means they're available. We have N. Okay, N, T, D, Q. Sorry, I'm having to jump back and forth here.
Oh, do you want me to put it on mine?
That'd be helpful, actually.
And then I'll make sure chat's still visible. There you go. You're welcome.
Okay.
That's my contribution. I'm done.
TDQ. We got S.
Hey, Carl.
Is that the Carl Buck?
I think so. Matei says the video is periodically quite solid.
Yeah. By the way, Carl, I got bad news. I'll text you about that. Like, not terrible news, just like, a little bit. Not devastating, but I'll text you about it. Let's see. Yeah. Ra. Definitely, we need ra in there. And then that's it.
Also, as a really total side note, seeing Mateus made me think about, he had mentioned that the Berlin Pride was coming up, and we had a very short window to explore Munich on our way here, and it was Munich Pride, and so we got to see some of the events, and that was really cool.
Yeah, there was a concert going on. It was right on. So somebody remind me how we did height. Was it like
via a measuring stick?
Okay.
I just remember we had the rainbow chart and the boring chart.
Oh my. That is.
Abby says weirdly on her, and this is the best quality she's had for a live stream. Awesome. I'm glad it works for you. Oh man.
No, Jake, we didn't wear those thongs. We wore some diphthongs.
OMG. OMG.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna put.
I should leave this over here so my screen stays on.
Here, in scare quotes. So we need to get 4 consonants out of this somehow.
What? Sorry, we just need to pick 4?
Pretty much, because
Mateus, same diff.
Pretty much because we're going to have first and second person singular and plural pronouns, and they're not derived. So the plural are not derived from the singular. We are going to say that they're all unique and they all go back to time immemorial. Skinny diphthongs. Hey ho. Okay. I promise that's the last time.
You're cute.
So yeah, and as you can see,
obviously, it's
okay.
Duh. And
Actually, I really like some of those. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I really do. Here, let's come up with a little chart. Add column after.
Boy, it's getting to be a big chart.
Signs, signs everywhere, signs. Actually, add row below, add row below. I was gonna do a whole, so we got first singular, first plural. No, second singular, first plural, second plural. Do you agree with the way that I did that table? Pull.
Okay, okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't we fly over Bibloridian's lighthouse on the way here?
I think we did. It was a beacon of light and pure joy.
Wow. Miles is asking how close was the pole? So like,
Oh, the patron poll?
yeah.
It was 20 to 15, which is a pretty close,
Yeah.
given the number of votes that we had. Usually we have a much further spread. And when you especially consider that the number of people who are voting 3 times, things like that. So like when I did the first set, it was, I don't know, it felt pretty close. Oh, Jake is saying that the Q will end up too similar to the K.
It will end up similar, yeah. I'm gonna vote yes.
People are agreeing with how you set up the table, so sure.
You're still lucky. Oh, oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. We already used Q. My bad. My bad. Make
David.
that. I'm sorry. Make that Q. Make that K.
David.
I'm sorry.
And I was excited.
I know. It's just my mistake.
Man, all right.
It's just my
I'm ending
behavior.
this poll. We've got enough votes. Actually, we got all the votes now. They agree. The only reason I was like, I don't know if I agree, is because there is a certain document we're working in a lot right now, and it's set up in a way where the singulars are all on top and the plurals are all on the bottom, and I keep like pulling wrong forms for you. And it's because it's like I see third person. I'm like, oh, this is what we need. And then it's like, ugh, I had to go to the bottom of the chart. Anyway,
Well.
that's why I was like, I don't know. But Tethys says it's really fun to hear you singing in double speed.
Ooh.
Also says something like Sarsta to Sartsta.
We don't want to do anything with that just yet.
Yeah, not in this. Oh, we're back to a YouTube error, so we may go jumpy again.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because I'm.
You know that I
That was my Muppet dance. Do you like it?
I do like it.
Oh,
So-
also a Charlie Brown dance. See, all of that is not there.
Wow. Shoe honorable.
I know.
You need to unsubscribe from these
I
things.
know. It seems like it takes a lot of work.
Can we get confirmation that you can still hear us at least?
I keep trying to see if I can make it. I may have killed it. I don't know.
But
It keeps jumping on me.
yeah, but
I think you missed my dancing.
yes, I grew up with monks were very popular on television at the time. They had a cartoon. This is the early '80s, and so popular that there was a lot of merchandising, around it. among other things, there was a machine, and I don't remember what it was called, but this machine allowed you to put a cassette tape into a large white plastic device. And it had 4 buttons that were colored on it. It was red, blue, yellow, and green. And then you had these spiral bound books that had storage for them. You take one out, you open it up, you put in the cassette tape, and you start playing it. And then it tells you a story. It tells you when to turn the page, but it would be choose your own adventure. And so, like, one of these, for example, was the Chipmunks. And you followed the Chipmunks along as they were preparing for a show. And for example, there was a time where, so you say, like, what type of song do you want to listen to? And Alvin would play a rock and roll song, for which you'd press red. Simon would play a new wave song, for which you'd press blue. And Theodore would play a Western song, for which you'd press yellow. Obviously, I never even heard what the yellow option was. I never pressed it.
Rude.
Every so often I would listen to
Jolene,
Alvin's,
Jolene,
but my
Jolene,
favorite
Jolene.
was Simon's new wave song, because he sang a version of The Age of Aquarius complete with chipmunk harmonies, and it was gorgeous. That was the first time I'd ever heard the song. That's how I was introduced to the song, and it's,
Wow.
to my ear, it sounds a lot better than the original, which sounds a little 60s and a little cheesy with the orchestration. And so anyway, if you listen to me in double speed, do I sound like the Chipmunks, or does it need to be more than double speed? Because if I do, this is the dawning of the age.
We are violating so many copyright violations
age
today.
Of Aquarius.
And hey, CJ.
Aquarius.
Hungry is treating us very well,
Mhm.
except for the fact that it's late and I am falling asleep and the video is not wanting to stream. But other than that, like, this has been great.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Yeah, sometimes there are 4 options and you have red, blue, yellow, and green, but in that case there was 3 because Theodore was wearing a yellow outfit. The outfits matched the button color.
Why was Theodore wearing yellow?
Big yellow cowboy hat and a big yellow,
He
like,
should be wearing green.
um,
Alvin is red,
Yeah.
Simon is blue, Theodore is green.
it was just for this.
And then John should have had an option,
Yeah.
and he should have been yellow.
But it was just for this page. It was just for this page.
I
And the other
disagree.
pages, they weren't wearing the same
Who
outfits.
do I speak to?
Well, I don't know. It's already been published.
I know I need to speak to them. All right.
If anybody
but
can find the
Jake-
name of that toy.
Jake says that we should have something that starts with a vowel because that might be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a fun experience today with reading packages in Hungarian when David decided he wanted a coffee drink, but he doesn't really drink coffee. And so we had to figure out all the milk cartons and sugar syrups and all sorts of fun things.
For I? What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right.
Un, deux, trois.
Oh, there's our.
Ooh, Jake wants for singular or plural.
Remember, there was fresh and healthy. No, we're already doing first, second, plural.
YouTube double speed does not change pitch.
No, but there was what you thought of and what made sense is fresh and healthy that turned out to be scratch and win.
I try my best with context clues, and sometimes they fail you.
Oh, here's one. We were trying to figure out, there are several places have had this dessert called a floating island, which we had never heard of, and in it was the name of it was, what was the correct one?
Magate.
Uh,
Magarte.
Marate. No, Madarte. Madarte. M-A-D-A with an accent, R-T-E-J. Madarte. Okay, so that's what it's called. And it just so happened that on the way there today, we passed a shop called Te Madar. The exact inverse of that. And we already knew that te, T-E-J, meant milk. And so we're like, that's interesting. I wonder what madar means. We look it up. It means bird. And so it's like, milk bird? And this is, and it's called the floating island. And so then we look it up as like, what? Why is it being translated as floating island if it's milk bird in Hungarian, this native Hungarian dessert? Well, lo and behold, it's not a Hungarian dessert at all. It's the Hungarian take on the French dessert, which is called the floating island, which neither of us had ever heard of. And separately, we have lived, I mean, all told, 82 years on this planet. And we never heard of it.
He's lived at least 55 of those years.
Yeah, just in the past year and a half alone.
No, there was another. We were looking up names of cities, trying to figure out if there were, because it's rather unfortunate that we don't just always use the city names that, like, the autonyms. It's like there's different translations depending on like whether you're looking at the English or the Hungarian version of a name. And so there were these Hungarian city names, and so I typed one into Google Translate, and the city name literally came back as Nice Bottom.
That's right.
And I was like, what? So anyway, that was pretty funny. And I think Ragdoll has the same book you have, the Teach Yourself Hungarian.
Yeah, if it's the same one, like I have a Teach Yourself Hungarian book, and that's the one I started to use and got, but I only got like 25% of the way in before I gave it up. I can't remember why. But consequently, I didn't remember as much, like as, for example, Hindi or Finnish, where I did the whole thing. Anyway, so we've settled on we were going with Jesse's suggestion for for second person plural. And so let's see, this is nasalized low vowel.
Tunnbrödsrulle. We need to try that when we're in Sweden.
Okay. We're going to Sweden in September, so we'll add that to the list.
Karish, you're absolutely right.
Except it'd be called, it'd be spelled that way, but it'd be pronounced like, Nishbum.
That's true. And really, Mateus, we actually usually don't get dessert at places. We usually try to find an ice cream place if we're going to get dessert, and then we get ice cream there. And we like to go to the dedicated ice cream places.
Yeah.
Where that they're putting their heart and soul into that ice cream. Including the other night I had ice cream that was pumpkin seed and raspberry. It was amazing.
Yeah. I will say that going for fancy desserts is a bit of a frustrating experience for me, because a lot of them have nuts or wine, which I can't eat. And then in this case, we were really excited about this floating island because we'd seen it on several menus. And then we looked it up and we're like, oh, it's meringue. I think we both have somewhat a similar reaction. Me, probably the stronger one.
I'm actually fine with meringue, but I'm not going to chase it out. It's more okay, if it has meringue, that's fine. Mateus likes ice cream even less than dessert. I feel betrayed a little bit, but at the same time, if we're ever in the same area as him, I still want to say hey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll say go to hey ho.
You and your juice. Man, we're going to have to find another grocery store open so that way you can get more. I see you drinking all.
I want to make sure that I do finish it all. I don't want to leave any here.
All right. Let's do something else. What was...
So, yeah, let's... this can be... so, one low vowel. What we should have is two low vowels and two high vowels. And...
I think they should be coincidentally, the two low vowels are first person, but just coincidentally, and the two high vowels are second person.
Okay, let's do that. Wait, hold on a sec. So, You all. I love it. Okay.
Nothing soup. I love it. Zupa nic.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, stroopwafels. Mm,
Oh.
those are good. Or I should say, sorry, I added the ooh. It should be stroopwafels.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, vegan, French, Japanese, Thai fusion. That's quite the fusion.
So let's see.
Okay.
Let's add this up here. So we have, I'm going to say na, and we have vowel. So let's get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of that. We absolutely 100% need to have R. One of those two remaining needs to be R.
Roo. No, we can't have ooh.
No. R, ra, ro, ra, re, ra.
Ro.
And ro will be. We can have ro, right?
Oh wait, here's your thing. Here it is. Here it is. I'm on it. Yeah, it's dead now, but we can have it.
Yeah, we can have ro.
It's gonna change. That'll be exciting. Is that considered higher or low?
I don't know. See what happens. Oh, we can't. I don't have. You have to do it on yours.
Just R-O.
Yeah. I'll narrate to you. Jessie has pointed her browser toward Lexergy. She's opening the cat line.
Hey yo, random thing I keep forgetting to mention.
Yep.
Because I have really unfortunately not been, I don't know, looking up when we use Lexergy and see that there's a donate tab.
Mm.
And so if you're on Lexergy and you see the donate thing, just FYI, like if you love it and you want to, buy a cup of coffee for Graham for having made such an awesome tool, just so you know, you can donate. And so you can do one time, or you can do like a monthly thing, and you can make it as small or as big as you're feeling. But and it's all done in like cups of coffee, which I really like. So it's like, buy a cup of coffee, or do you want to buy 2 cups of coffee? And it's just like kind of cute. But anyway, that's just a side note that I have, like, shame on me for not looking up at all of the things, all of the options at the top. Ru is what happens.
Yeah, go ahead and use it as a suffix and put some stems that have different vowels.
Like lamb.
Yeah, let's see what happens with that.
And let's see. Oh, let's go ahead and use ni. Roll. And maybe this one.
Okay, let's see what happens.
E, u, u.
Okay, so
it's definitely high.
It's
patterning.
high. It's patterning high. Okay. And so what that means is that that's going to be our.
Oh, wait. Let me put in this one, because that one's raised from the nasal. And then it stays.
Yeah, it's still high.
Oh, okay.
It's still high. So, ro, it's going to be you, singular. And then, what do we think about having a long vowel for this one? Can we do that?
Have it end in L.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we had some suggestions. Sorry. Did not even see that. Ar, ras, rear, ra, rom,
You can go ahead.
ris, sra.
We can ignore those. We're on to first person plural, and I have to say we haven't used est yet. I mean, these are some heavy hitters right here. SDT. Notice what order I did it in. And then there's K there. But K would need to be high. Otherwise, it would sound just like hard or rough.
We need something patterning low now.
Yeah.
Sa, sa. Those are only options, right? Would sa.
What about Sal?
Ooh, little diphthongy.
Give us, no, Sal.
Oh, with an L.
Yeah.
And that should give us sa, correct?
That's the wrong A.
I thought there was a romanizer applied. You want that one or you want Sal?
Sal. That's what I said.
I need more ash.
Everybody heard me say Sal, right? Yeah, like Tethys heard the W, which I
The L doesn't disappear? I thought the L disappeared in coda position. No, I think it needs an N or something after it.
only, well, here's the thing. It
Is
doesn't.
that what I'm remembering? That's what I'm remembering. It disappears if there's another coda consonant.
Yes, but there always will be, because it's not going to be the last part of the word.
Okay.
It's going to be a suffix, right?
I mean, oh, Brian says we went robot voice for a while.
Oh, we went robot voice.
Uh-oh. But as a side note, yeah, the donations, even though they're, quote, measured in cups of coffee, it's, cash to them. They can spend it on what they want. And so Graham will not be forced to, try to find a $3 cup of coffee.
Man, it's a little chilly in here. Wish we could open the window, huh? Let some of the heat in.
If you want to go open it, open it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh. Yes, Jake, you're absolutely right. Can't speak too much to Patha, or there will be unleashing too much of the Canaan into the world.
Let's just go simple. Let's just go simple. Let's just do that. I don't know.
Sa.
Mm-hmm.
Ru. Sa.
I mean,
Chi.
or we just throw an H on the end there.
Sa.
Ro. Sa. Just to give it some weight, because there needs to be some weight for first person.
Like it.
Okay.
Hey, we've accomplished something.
Not quite yet.
Oh my God, yes we did. Just where is it? I swear it's back here. But I can't, your phone is being, do you see it? It's back here somewhere. There it is. It's tangled in the phone, but I can't move my computer. Here's one. Here's the other. Let me make sure our phone got hung up again. There we go.
All right.
Hey, we figured out some protoforms for pronouns.
Cheers.
No, that didn't work. I was going to try to make pronouns. I was trying to make it all work, and it didn't work. I was going to make some fun wordplay. Alas.
Copico. The extra co is for co-host. Oh.
Jake. That's right, Brian. 45 minutes for pronouns. Just the protoforms. Have no idea what we're doing with them from here.
Okay. So, here's what I'm thinking. Or here's the little problem I'm bumping up against. My first thought is that, what would a nominal version of these pronouns be? Is that they would be possessors. But then how would you say something like, his or her or their whatever? There's not really a good way of saying that.
What is that little thing down there with genitive?
Genitive looks like the warm abstract, but that's only on the verb, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, but I'm not sure that makes sense based on how we've done it.
As he's thinking, let me tell you that I've had some of the best espresso. I'd forgotten how good just drinking espresso can be, because normally I drink coffee, and just having shots of espresso has been quite lovely.
Because it's like these nominal suffixes, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're the things being modified.
Right.
It's a cat type of, house. That doesn't really make sense for the pronominal suffixes. It's like it's a cat type of I for being my cat.
No.
Doesn't make sense. Okay, so never mind on those. We're going to skip those. The important thing was the verbs. And so with this one, so with first person singular, it's either going to be, I think, or
it's not going to get raised or anything, is it?
Or not. Wait a minute.
It is. It's on.
Because we only have or right?
It gets raised.
Oh. It participates in harmony, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that. Okay, so these things, they're only suffixes, or they're only single consonants, or they're a consonant plus a vowel. How does that work if the form is VC? I'm really confused right now. I need some concrete examples. Where are
our only verbs we have so far? Scroll up. You're looking at them. Scroll up one more.
But what about the auxiliaries? What about the auxiliaries? What are the auxiliaries?
That we haven't done yet.
No, but we've done a couple.
We've done one.
Which one?
We did pounce on. It's right there. Ick.
And how does it work? Like, where's an example of it?
Go up. Keep going.
Okay.
Right there.
The cat chased the mouse toy. This is the cat chased the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Did we list what the suffix is?
What do you mean?
Like,
the suffixes are up above in the chart.
what chart?
Well, the pronoun suffixes are there.
Okay, but what?
And then the K is the. You've gone too far now.
But like, is it just a K?
Okay, so we go. All auxiliaries begin with vowels. And we wanted that because essentially most of these are going to be consonants. And then they won't actually have the vowels. The auxiliary is going to provide the vowel.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So then that means that the first person form is actually this. Is that right?
So the N is always going to be present?
Yeah. It's never going to be nasalized.
Is there ever going to be an unmarked version of the verb base that wouldn't take an auxiliary? But would take subject agreement?
Wait a minute. No, I think this is wrong. It's either that or it's going to be.
Ooh, and thank you. Yes. Happy Friday to us. Yay.
Yeah. Or it'll be that. The rest will be much easier. It's like just R I S A and I think. Can you show us what ha would look like, the ha bardai?
Like after some roots?
See, Tethys, that doesn't work. You gotta have the auxiliary after it, because it's never going to appear without the auxiliary.
Just a second, I'm creating a little list. All right, here we go. O, E, and E. And that's after an ach, a, which got raised to an E, and an E.
So it's sometimes ra, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, okay.
Oh, when it's the nasal. Or a W.
There we go.
All right. So the rest of this chart, so we have our protoform sources. What we just created are the suffixes that are going to go onto verb roots as the, subject and object agreement markers. And so whether it's like I chase the cat or the cat chase me, I'm going to end up using that suffix, en or eh, depending on how it turns out. So that's what gets attached to the verbs. We're not going to have nominal suffixes. That was just a column copied over from the noun categories up there. So the noun class markers are actually going to be used to give us our noun classes, but there's no reason that we would have those pronominal suffixes on nouns, so that column won't be used. The full pronominal column is, if this is a freestanding pronoun, what is it going to look like as a word, not as, like a suffix or something else. And so that's what all the columns are for. And we're just trying to decide what all the forms will look like based on these sources that we've decided for I, you, we, and y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what's going on.
And so we're there.
The auxiliaries are those verbal auxiliaries, and so we had decided to do verbal auxiliaries based on TLIC and ATLIC verb semantics. And so we only have one auxiliary created. The others, we know what meaning we want attached to it. We just don't actually have the forms created. So we have not done the auxiliaries quite yet. We just have a list of like, hey, this is what we want the source to be. We just need to like create the forms for it.
Miles has raised a problem, I think.
I chase the mouse. Oh. It was great.
So that, I mean, you've got the protoforms right. But no, it's not right.
The part of the problem is that as a suffix, it's not going to take the full form. And so, like here, it's not going to be so woke. It's only going to be tsuk, tsuk at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to end up taking the consonant ts. And so it won't be the full form. But it is, I believe, right to say tsuon tsuk. Oh, wait. Yeah, because that would stop the nasalization spread, right? Tsuon tsuk. Because that stop would stop it.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Because that's a Z. Does a Z stop it?
Well, let's find out. What was the zo? And then I'm going to go ahead and put there. And then this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tsu ho tsuk.
Tsuk. Okay. Tsuk. Are we prepared to accept the can of worms that we're opening up with having a VC suffix?
I'm never prepared for cans of worms that you open up. Especially with that nasalization and getting the like single nasal vowel in the middle, that's going to be stopped by a lot of the consonants that we have.
I mean, that's all right. The same kind of thing happens in French.
Okay. I mean, what? I don't know, David. But you have a way to figure it out, right? Where it's like, it's either just going to be the N or it's going to be the
Yeah.
The A is, I think you can take that away from what you have in that verbal. Because the AN is never going to show up, is it?
No, it will. I want you to think about a verb root that ends in a consonant, and then an intransitive verb.
And so the N will become a coda.
Well, become an onset.
Onset, I mean.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're saying.
I think I do.
Brian blames me. You know what?
So what this means, of course, or if you just look at this and see the way this is going, Obviously, this means that the first person, I'm not sure which form, but the first person is going to have to be one of the principal parts when we enter verbs into the dictionary. Because it's going to be one of the things that reveals the consonant that potentially disappears at the end of a verb root. Oh, also we have to check the. Oh gosh, it's really hamstringing me not to have Lexergy. Can you see if anything happens to S?
What do you want happening to it?
Like, doesn't it like voice and then turn into TS or something like that?
Oh, we have Sam.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forget. It's like no, it's not that one. Damn it! I always forget how to do.
Well,
There it is.
In Latin, the first person singular is used as dictionary form. It's very confusing. You probably don't need to put the H in there.
Sa and say. But like, oh, I had one of those. I have ach, am, eu. Are there other ones that we
I'll just hit the button, see what happens.
I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We've got
Yeah.
sa,
And there it goes. Yeah, so it sometimes
zutse.
yeah, so it sometimes shows up as TS. There we go. But notice that that's before a low vowel, not a high vowel. So it's pretty cool.
What do you mean before a low vowel, not a high vowel?
It's low vowel harmony. You have the TS is before low vowel harmony, as opposed to this TS, which is before high vowel harmony.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. So there's a difference between the mouse and the
Yeah, same with this
first
one.
plural agreement.
Same with this one. So we have the r occurring before high vowel harmony, and this r occurs before low vowel harmony. It's very handy.
Handy. Cool. Oh, Jake says in Quechua the first person is often a dictionary form. Okay.
Hey, Pranav. All right. So the next thing that we have to tackle are these pronominal forms.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we should start here with these, because this one's going to be easy. It's going to be on. I love it. And this one, I mean, if we just follow the protoform, it's going to be ru. This one would be sa.
We spell that with the umlaut.
And this one would be, I don't know what that would be.
And we didn't do anything with final consonants, right? Or final H's. And yeah, that would be just he. Sahi.
Okay.
Sahi.
So
Tired Jesse has fully emerged.
I'm going to leave open the possibility of embiggening that sah. Like we could put like an all in front of it, you know. It'd be like all of us, you know, that type of a thing. We might even have, there is the potential to have clusivity. The agreement would ever only just be this, but you could, you know, buff up that thing and have clusivity. So, you know. Just a thought.
Oh, you talking? I see what you're saying. I was like, what?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna have to jump up a second.
Uh-huh.
See, you're gonna have to take over.
I do want to address the analytic comments, because I will say that when going over options for, languages and what languages do and features, a lot of students that are scared of jumping into it are like, oh, I'm going to go the easy route and do an analytic language. And if the video paused there, I did my scare quotes around easy. And so a lot of students would be like, yeah, I'm just going to do analytics. That sounds like it's going to be an easier thing to do. But it's really not, because there's still a lot of decisions you have to make about how to get the same meanings across. And sometimes it can end up being incredibly complex, especially when you try to figure out the ordering of everything, and try to figure out how things are going to work together semantically. And so it may feel like an easier kind of language because you're not dealing with the same sort of conglomeration, if you will, of all these sounds coming together and trying to make it phonetically work, because they're each their own individual unit in an analytic language. But that doesn't mean it's easier to do, and doesn't mean it's really any faster. You still have to deal with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
It's
yes, Chinese, Thai, and Yoruba are famously easy languages. You can just pick it up in a day.
You might not know it based on the kind of output that I've had over the years, but I really love doing analytic languages, and so I was really looking forward to the dog language. I wasn't going to be sad if it won the poll. It didn't happen to, and I'm also not sad. But here, let's go ahead and delete this now. We don't need this.
It's still ridiculously large. You're going to have to fix that. And it's green. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that one's not green. The one above it's ridiculously large, though.
Oh yeah, it's pretty big. Nothing to be done.
You can fix it. Just double click on the space. And then change it. Make it right, David.
Wow, that was impressive. I didn't know you could do that.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
It's also, by the way, just here, like, it still thinks it should be green, and it shouldn't, and so now it's good. Okay.
Is it? Wow, look at that. No, I had no idea you could do that. Wow, that's really cool.
I love teaching you new things.
Mm-hmm. I love being taught new things by you. That's right. The no minimal pairs. That one's, of course, the.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're getting the yellow message now again. So
Yeah.
we may be a Brit jumper.
Yeah. I think I want to leave that for the time being and figure this out. Also, does Biblaridian really live over here? Like in Europe?
Isn't he in England?
So it's probably pretty late when he's watching the stream them. I don't know why I never figured that, because I think I always pictured him living on
I kind of pictured him as being everywhere all at once, sort of omnipresent.
I pictured him being in a lighthouse off the coast of Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Maine. Like Jessica Fletcher.
Nothing like that. Don't you sully her name.
Honorifics. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Well. But anyway. What do you want to do?
Okay, so at least I want to verbalize the problem I'm having with this. One is we're clearly not at 100% right now, and so we have these pronominal forms, and the issue is that these pronominal forms need to be different somehow from these actual nominal forms, I would think.
Not necessarily. The majority of the noun forms got essentially reduplicated. So moo would not mean cat.
Let,
Moo is cat.
let's take a look at what
Very
happened.
few of them just appear as their own without a class marker.
Where are they?
Up here.
Up here.
So like dog and rock would potentially be problematic, but quite a few of them don't exist on their own.
Okay, so dog and rock, no. Mouse, yes.
But also dog and
Cat,
rock end
yes.
in weak fricatives that could easily go away
Okay.
for the pronoun forms.
True. It's an intriguing idea. I don't know how we justify it.
Jake is saying, how about pronouns get long? Long vowels. Sorry, I stopped.
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
I stopped in the middle of my comment reading.
It's hard to justify because, like, we don't have long vowels outside of the L disappearing, right?
Right.
Or do we? Is there another place that we have long vowels in this language?
I feel like that's the only place.
You got to fill in for us. You got to help us out here. We're floundering. All right. Because yeah, they could lose the weak fricatives quite easily.
And just have like mu, si, ra, la, kha, oui, ben, yeah. Okay.
No, I'm saying like I get what Jake is saying, where it's just like the pronouns get long vowels. There are no plurals, remember. There are no plurals. Remember, we did that.
Mateus, thank you.
And also, absolutely not, because we reduplicated cat to get the word for cat. We reduplicated mouse to get the word for mouse. So no, there's no room for reduplicating those to get plural. Get them from the H's. Lengthening was just an idea from, well, I mean, I don't care where it came from. It makes sense because it's like you just lengthen it. It's emphatic lengthening, which, I mean, really, like, when are you going to be using these pronouns? At least in their isolated form. Oh, that was the whole point, right? Because the place where you're going to see these pronominal forms, for the most part, are going to be when they occur in one of these cases. Except one thing that makes me uncomfortable is the genitive. I don't know what to do with this genitive. Because I just feel like there should be, I mean, this column is empty, and it just feels like that should be for possession.
But then it would be a prefix.
And that doesn't make sense, does it? It feels like it should be a suffix. Could it be a prefix? Could that make sense?
I'm trying so hard right now.
I know. I'm just gonna write these.
So here's
Just
the
gonna
thing.
write
David's jumping around a little bit on different issues.
I'm just gonna write these in. I'm just gonna write them
And
in.
my brain is following along at half speed. And there may be people who are also struggling, and so thank you. He wants to have some sort of way to attach these pronominal forms to nouns and have it mean something, and possession is the most obvious.
I know.
To say like mine essentially, but then like it would refer specifically to like whether you're talking about like my book versus my cat versus my mouse, and so the forms would come out differently. And so, like, in some ways, yeah, that totally makes sense.
But like, the one of the reasons that one of the reasons that I didn't want to do prefixes was we are getting all of our vowel harmony information. It's going from from left to right. It's going from left to right. There are plenty of languages. In fact, what was I thinking of? The West African languages, the ATR harmony languages. There are plenty of languages that have the harmony go from root to affix, whether it's a prefix or a suffix. It's just that we were being kind of predominantly or exclusively suffixing. Feels kind of like a cheat to throw in prefixes at this stage.
All right, to say the rabbit's shovel, we essentially say rabbit claw shovel. Claw was the suffix, right?
Yeah.
For genitive, so we say rabbit claw shovel.
Because the H only appears if it has to, right?
Yeah.
So the disappearing. So let's see the options. This might actually be the source of our patron poll.
So that's the shovel of the rabbit. My rabbit, it would be in the spot where the rabbit's is. Like if I said my shovel, I would need it right here, which would make it a prefix for shovel, if we're going to prefix it to something.
Well, yeah.
So it would be a prefix.
Yeah, that's the point. But we don't have any prefixes.
Okay. I was just making sure I was right. That's all.
Yeah. So let's. I'm going to start doing this in purple, and again, I'm doing it really big just so people can see it, because I know that we're having the video issues. Option 1. Invariant prefixes. So that would be something like, first singular, or depending on whether it comes before a consonant or vowel, and then we have R, U, and that's, etc. Then we have harmonizing prefixes, and so this would be or n, and I don't know why that.
It did that above too, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh is not.
There we go.
It's not oohing.
And then yet another option would be genitive pronouns. And so that would be,
With the ich.
it would be
Nicht.
on A, I think.
Sorry.
It's high vowel.
My eyes are acting up.
It's high vowel harmony, and so that's ano, I think.
I'll put Anich into Lexergy.
No, it's ano. Ano. And then
That is correct. Oh no, you're good.
yeah, and this would be oops, sorry. Ruhu. which, might end up getting reinterpreted as rue, for example.
Yeah. And the genitive pronouns would then just occur where.
And Jake is saying possessive as rare enclitics to avoid vowel harmony changes. The vowel harmony wasn't the issue, it was the position. It was the position that's the issue. Which is that it's hard to justify with this strongly het final language that where all of the noun classes are deriving from the main word being the modifier of the class. It's hard to justify putting a pronoun in that position and saying that suddenly it's the modifier. Like, it doesn't. It's like if I keep forgetting like actual examples. What do we have? Like, what was Dietzma? Was shovel? It was like dig paw. Like the literal.
That sounds right. Where's our list? Dig and Dietzma was DJ is shovel. And that was
What is Dietzma?
burrow.
So that's a hole, right?
Yeah. But dig paw was a shovel.
Okay, so dig paw is a shovel, right?
And dig hole is a burrow.
Right. Let's stick with shovel. Dig paw is a shovel. It is a digging type of paw, right? And so then suddenly you're turning around and saying a shovel eye is not a shovel type of eye, it is an eye type of shovel. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for those things to be suffixes and to be interpreted as modifiers. And those would be the only things in the entire language that are interpreted in such a way. So, like, that's why. By the way, this whole thing is why we're not making suffixes. Unless you can think of a different rationalization later on, Brian, for these things to be suffixes. Like, I just can't think of a reason. Aside from, like, the only one is economy. But, I mean, there's lots of things that could be economical that don't make sense. Let me think, was there another?
I think Jacob pointed out that ruhu is a lovely word sonically, and I agree. Ruhu. Yoo-hoo.
You like that better than ru? You like that better than hey-ho?
Ruhu. 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 No, I like them both. All right. I think that's a good idea for a poll, FYI.
Okay.
We may need to massage it a little more to make sure it is. Because, I mean, Miles, yeah, you're absolutely right. We got to think consequences, and having specifically harmonizing prefixes does set a scene, so to speak. And so we do need to think through that. Having prefixes in general, of course, is a thing, but like invariant, you can say that maybe they got added a bit later in the language, after vowel harmony had already happened on the root and suffixes, and that having a pronoun followed by a noun was interpreted as possession, and then, they eventually became prefixes sort of at a later stage.
A me sort of house does make sense, and that's why it's a prefix and not a suffix. Right? I think maybe that's where the disconnect is. because the modifier comes first. And so a me sort of house would be a first person pronoun house. Not the other way around, because that's how our noun classes came to be. It's not a paw type of shovel. It is a shovel type of paw. I'm sorry, it's not a paw type of dig. It's a dig type of paw to get a shovel. All right.
But that does make it difficult. So, and I don't know that we would have prefixes anywhere else. However, having the suggestion of some sort of like clitic form where it's more like a contraction that just happens, where you would actually expect these pronoun forms to just appear before the noun, and then eventually they eroded and became sort of contractions with the nouns rather than actually being a full-on prefix. So they're still their own unit.
Oh, are
So
you
just
saying
like I house was interpreted as my house.
Are you saying that they become an enclitic on the previous word?
What I'm saying is that the pronoun would be become a clitic on the noun.
A prefix.
So, but in a clitic way where it's more like something was just reduced, but it doesn't fully lean on it. Much like our, contracted negator that happens to be a suffix, but like how the la in French is considered a clitic, where it's like l'homme, where it's you get the L in some cases and the whatever in other
sure.
cases, and it gloms on with the noun, but it's still like it's not considered a prefix.
Yeah, but that's essentially what this is, whether we call them prefixes or not. It's essentially what that is, right?
But that's why I'm saying that makes sense.
Hmm.
And where, like Miles is saying, think consequences, the one where I think we really need to consider consequences is 2 harmonizing prefixes.
Yeah, this is where it's essentially gone through this stage and come to this stage, because they're like, it's dependent, therefore it harmonizes. With this one, the question that we'd have to ask ourselves is, once we get adjectives, let's say that, like, I don't know, we have dietz, which is home? What is this? Borough. Borough. And then dietz, my borough. Let's put these. Then we might have something, again, this is just a made up form, but like, I don't know. It's doing that thing. Deep borough. If you were to say my deep borough, if it was truly a clitic, it would be right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's attaching to the phrase.
By the way, this is totally like something I'm doing in Jwadi.
It's cool.
Because, except instead of, like, I haven't worked through the pronoun possessor forms, but the demonstratives become essentially clitics for what follows, whether it's the noun or the adjective that follows.
So I guess maybe it is. I guess the issue is that there were no prefixes anywhere else in the language, and the chart shows us like this empty place where it's like, these things, which are the same here and the same here, these things have a function here as suffixes, but these things don't. That was just it. But the logic does kind of support this. I don't know if it necessarily supports the one where it attaches directly on. Um, but this one, um, it would attach directly to the noun for the same reason that in English we put our auxiliaries together, whereas German they still keep them apart. Um, there he is.
Hey, babe.
It's nice to talk to you in your own time zone, though I guess we're an hour ahead, aren't we?
Hour or two?
Yeah.
Just one? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, you could potentially swap orders in some cases. So, like, that is like to say, like, deep my burrow.
Could be a 1A and a 1B for this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's how, like, that could definitely, again, we may want to, when it's not after midnight, talk some more about these options and kind of think through as many consequences ahead as we can. No, take backs anymore. But I definitely think that could be another option.
A final option that I'm going to throw out here is come on. There. And so this would be
Miles is about to take some stuffed artichokes out of the oven. Whew. And hats off to you, Mateus. I could not be a late worker like this.
and so this would be like
Jake says Budapest is famed for realizing things the morning after.
okay. Dijon? Is that what was the word for shovel?
DJ.
DJ? Something. And then it'd be like something like
Dog is rach.
and then the how do you call this? Basically, it's like do in English.
You dummy.
Yeah. So that's another option. We'll see if we like it.
Interesting. I like that we have a poll.
Yeah.
We got somewhere today.
Yeah. Sometime we're gonna have to put it up.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like people will be patient with us. Let me smile at the right camera. I've got 3 cameras in front of me, and I'm like, which one? You'll be patient with us, right? We will get the poll up. It's, yeah. I like, though, that we have these options in the conversation. We still do need to maybe scroll back up and stare at what pronoun forms we want for third person?
Yeah, we can take a look at that. It's hard to give this fourth option a fair shake without actually posing an example. Like,
So here's the thing, like we will need to create some dummy words that are filler words, and so patrons, please, please, please know that when we propose the forms, we just don't have enough forms to be able to cover everything that we need, to make the poll complete and to show you like this is what it would look like. So please give us the leeway to like create filler forms, but also please know that those are not going to be final forms. The only forms that are final are the words that we have actually created. And we can make that clear in the post with, verbiage, but I know sometimes when you're looking at polls, it can be easy to skip through verbiage and get right to the voting. But yeah, that's actually going to be quite important, because otherwise asterisk is not like a compelling option. And so we'll need to make sure that we have like these sort of sentences and phrases built out, so that way you could see what it would look like.
Demonstrative is an option. I wish there were,
Thank you, Miles.
Actually, this or that. So it'd be like, I guess it could vary, because I was thinking like it'd be this for first person, and that for a second person, but it actually could vary.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, because there are sometimes, like when one pronoun can take on a sort of indefinite dummy function, sort of like it does in English, where sometimes it doesn't actually refer to anything, like it's raining. What? And so we definitely have, that sort of option where we take something else and turn it into an indefinite dummy rendering here.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll give that some thought and decide if we're going to go with all four options, or if we're going to do something a little shorter. But then, for right now...
You're going the wrong direction.
Am
if
I?
You wanna, yeah. There. Whoop.
Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, the proximal distal thing did end up being a lot, and I mean it always does. But part of the proximal distal issue in Wokuthiju was that it played a role in verb agreement, which sort of messed with all of our heads as we tried to figure out. And it not only played a role in verb agreement, but didn't like fully show up, because the way it all glommed together, it was like you just had to know that whether it showed up in this vowel form, which didn't actually match that vowel form anyway, like you just had to know. And so it was a mess. It was hard. But yeah, it does always add a layer of when you do that kind of thing.
Yeah. So with these, so let's see, you get the long vowels with the L before a coda, with the H before a coda. I was going somewhere with this. If we had a generic...
How do we get an H before a coda? Like, what coda is allowed? I don't think we can.
Well, then what is H? Put another syllable. A. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. H as a coda, not before another coda.
Yeah.
Little trickster, you said it wrong.
I guess I did. If we had a generic word that could serve as a pronoun, it could get us these these forms, these non-local forms, because presumably the pronominal forms, just the CV part, would attach to give us the rest of the cases, but with their original vowels. But the pronominal forms, like, I don't want to use like the number one, because these can be singular or plural, and pretty soon you're getting to a point where it's like, well, why don't we have singular and plural pronouns? Like, no, 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 no. Because, like, if there were a generic word for an animate being, that could be, you know, essentially a little suffix that the words modify for classes 1 through 3. And then material could work for 4, 5, 6, and 9. And like a specific, like a word for thing could work for 7 and 8.
Well, stuff for 4, 5, 6, and 9.
Yes.
Singular stuff, and it could be plural stuff.
Yeah, and this could actually, you're right, this could just be mu, could just be, because the reduplicated form is being used. Was it C?
Yeah.
Would be difficult.
Yeah, C.
Okay, well,
That one, it could lose the weak H.
it could. What happened? Why is it doing that all of a sudden?
Probably 'cause the video keeps dying.
Did we just die for good?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, but it keeps like not being happy.
I think you're right.
And loam as a word on its own went on the lamb, and it no longer exists.
This is true, but we like using having a noun for stuff, right?
So for now, type stuff, and we'll figure that out. Last stuff.
That would be nice, but I think this works fine enough. Okay.
Kach.
With an ah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. And then this one would be
That would have to be stuff.
does this become home or does it become hen? H
Thought it
schwa
was.
M.
Hey.
Okay.
And whole would be ben. Nasalized.
Oh, right. Because it's, yeah. All right.
How you feel about that? I like how we go from a giant yellow warning of video is unstable to excellent connection. Why, thank you.
I feel good about the semantics of it, not necessarily about the phonology of it.
Okay. This is where we're going to start next time after we reveal poll results.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want to like make that whole column in red or something? Be like Pay attention.
I think everybody makes a lot more of honorifics in Japanese and Korean than they ought. I know I've said that before, but nobody keeps listening to me. I swear, it's the Tagalog trigger system all over again.
I don't know that.
And it was all the rage in the early 2000s.
Oh. Out of that water.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate. But we are in the last 5 minutes. I made it.
Yeah, right on. High five, colleague.
Barely, but I made it.
The ones that are giving me second thoughts are these. No, I guess I can't do them both.
Yeah, you can.
No, like I can't like do them both at the same time.
Oh, you're so good.
No, you can't. Look. Oh, you can.
Yeah, you use command instead of shift.
I thought I did. It just didn't work. Because these two end with ch and r. Like the rest, like this ends in a nasal, this ends in a nasal, this ends in a nasal. And then this one ends in a semi-vowel. So like you can see how those things can kind of go away. Where it's like you can take something with the same form, either VC or CV or whatever, and get something predictable. But these kind of throw a little monkey wrench in it.
Sounds like a problem for next week, David and Jesse.
Yeah.
Some thinking between now and then.
Yep.
I do too, CJ. Like, we haven't really gotten into some full-on sentences yet.
So help me, Bibleready. This video you're talking about better be all about conlanging or something, or is it just like a video about, you know, this is why David's credit rating should be poor, and then it's like a 6-part takedown video of me and my finances.
Of all things to take down.
Yeah.
That's what you think he'd go for.
Yeah, I do.
It's really an entire video about how your hair needs to like move to the other direction, or
there was an episode of The Simpsons where Lisa's talking to the ghost of Lucille Ball, and she's saying, you just got to get revenge. I once destroyed Buddy Ebsen's credit rating. She says, oh, why? He goes, he knows why.
oh man.
Wait, was that Lucille Ball or was that Malibu Stacy? Shoot. Oh,
Two totally different people.
I'm going to be so embarrassed.
Well, CJ, I would not say that next week is going to be awake, David and Jesse. We may be just as tired next week because we're flying back on Wednesday. And so Thursday.
An undercut.
It's going to be real.
Should I get a dyed rainbow underneath here so that
yes.
You know, when you go, and then like
you'd be my unicorn.
Or am I gonna like, you know, get it like totally buzzed on one side and then like get this hair to go like down to here and then to get like
I don't think that would work on you.
Get like a stud right here. You know.
I'm not sure I could see you with one. But all right. Space buns. Yes. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. And I am ready to go to bed. We made it. We did some stuff today.
Yeah,
It
we
may
did.
have felt small, but we did stuff today, and we copy code, and we have a
We're getting there.
poll, and we have a place to start next week. And so, yeah. Ooh,
Yo sakat.
nice. Love it. And Mateus, you enjoy your night that is just starting. I'm going to enjoy some sleep that is about to just start. And so,
Get ready, Mateus.
anyway,
Boom, 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 boom.
anyway, we hope you all have a good week.
This is where your night would have been starting when you were his age.
I'm not anymore, and I'm tired.
A lot of young people there here in this city. I bet we could find a club.
Jake, have fun.
It's Thursday.
Watching.
Freshman Friday.
I hope it's a good episode. And so stay grammar, and we'll see you.
Oh my God! It was Lisa's tap dance teacher. That's
Oh my
right.
God. Are we ready to end?
That was a
need to
good
go
one.
to
That's
sleep.
right. Oh, it's destroyed Buddy Epson's credit rating. Oh, why? He knows why. That's right.
All right, everyone, stay grammar. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.